welcome to the start of Barkera's podcast series focused on education for pet owners. I'm your host, Elisa Van Dyke, and I'm on the Barkera marketing team. Now, you might be wondering how that relates to animals. So growing up, I was actually surrounded by pets my whole life. My dad's a veterinarian, and my mom was the founder of an animal rescue. And this just provided me with a really deep passion and understanding for pet care. That being said, I'm extremely excited to be a part of the Barkera team, whose mission is to spread awareness and education to support proactive and preventative pet care. And that's exactly what we will be doing throughout this podcast series. We will have a variety of topic discussions featuring pet industry professionals in order to really gain awareness about pet care and our role as owners. Now, our first guest who is with us today is the founder of the Cane Corso Puppy Training Club, powered by Barkera. She is passionate about all things related to the Cane Corso, which is where we begin our journey. Now, Barbara, before we dive into questions, would you like to just quickly introduce yourself and explain why you chose to focus on the Cane Corso breed?
Hi, yes. My name's Barbara. I've worked in the veterinary field in South Florida for the past 30 years. I met my first Cane Corso back in 2010 at an animal hospital I was working at the time, and I've just been intrigued with the breed ever since. I currently have a 3-year-old male Cane Corso named Wade Wilson, and I'm just fascinated with this breed and passionate about helping spread education and breed awareness to help new owners.
Well, I know some of the work you've done, but hearing from you personally, being able to ask you questions about the Cane Corso is just super exciting. So thank you again for joining us. Now, one of the first questions I have for you is in regards to the Cane Corso Puppy Trainer Club. What made you start this group?
So about 2 years ago, we noticed that in all these other Cane Corso groups that people were just having, problems with the breed. This has a lot to do with the rise of the backyard breeders in the Corso community and more inexperienced owners getting the breed for basically the wrong reasons. This has caused a lot of the Corsos to end up dumped in shelters and rescues throughout the years. And it's just getting worse. So the purpose was to create a group focused on educating new Corso puppy owners about the breed to try to stop that cycle.
Absolutely. And I think that cycle is something that many people overlook and something that you have done just an amazing job in addressing with your group. And it's clear that you have just focused on your mission to spread education and awareness, but how have you been able to manage that in such a large group with over 50,000 members these past couple years?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. We have an amazing team of experienced breed enthusiasts, like reputable breeders, behaviorists, professional trainers who are just passionate about helping the breed. And I wouldn't have been able to do this without them. We're all aligned with our mission to spread breed awareness and just help educate these new owners.
Yeah, and it's amazing seeing you all come together as a group, and your passion truly shines through. Seeing the posts with just so many caring professionals give input and advice for new owners to just integrate in their daily lives. It's heartwarming and it's unique. And having valuable information like that in such an approachable and friendly manner is really rare to find on the internet. And I was just wondering how you were able to achieve that. Have you had to adapt your group over the years in order to maintain that vision of puppy education and training?
Yeah, definitely. We made sure to put guidelines in place to keep the group focused on training related topics only. We ended up getting a lot of other health and nutrition related posts. So we had to create a separate group for that in order to ensure that this group specifically stays focused on training aspect.
Yeah, and being online too, have you faced any technology specific challenges?
I would say maybe the biggest problem that we have with this Facebook group is the puppy scammers. Facebook is loaded with scammers, and keeping them out of our group is almost impossible, which I am proud to say that thanks to our strict rules and the scammer experts on our team, we've been pretty successful at keeping the group scammer free for the most part.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm super happy to hear that you are very successful in reaching your objective, despite some of those challenges that you have been presented with the puppy scammers. And going back to the Cane Corso a little bit, I know they were almost extinct in the 70s, but now there's just this sudden surge in adoption, ranking them as number 18 in over 200 dog breeds worldwide for popularity. And I mean, this theoretically sounds great. Every dog, we want them to have a home. But as you alluded to, there are a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings about the proper care and education needed to raise a Cane Corso successfully. what would you say are some of the the common problems addressed in your Facebook group?
I mean, we get the typical puppy training stuff like potty training, crate training, basic obedience training stuff. One important topic that we get a lot of that is specific to this Cane Corso breed is their reactivity to, their owners or strangers or other animals. And this is actually due to their genetics and depends on the breeder's bloodlines. Corsos have unique guardian-like tendencies that most of these new owners are just not aware of prior to getting one. So they're often caught surprise. If the dog doesn't have good genetics, then we're seeing unstable temperaments. It's often a behavior that is misunderstood and mistaken for aggression, actually, which is one of the many reasons why owners are, dumping their dogs at shelters and rescues when they turn 2 all over the U.S. And it's sad because the rescues just can't keep up with it.
Yeah, and I mean, we can definitely sit here for hours just diving into the topics that you mentioned, especially when it comes to the uniqueness of the Cane Corso and their genetics and bloodlines. But before we wrap it up, what would you say to people who are thinking of adopting or rescuing a Cane Corso? Just some general advice.
I would say the most important thing that I would stress is just do your research and learn about the breed before getting one, whether it's a Cane Corso or any breed for that matter. Look into their traits, their requirements to see if it's the right fit for you and your lifestyle, and be honest with yourself during that process. For Cane Corso owners specifically, if you haven't already, check out our Facebook group, especially our featured post section. And we have a puppy training guide to learn more about training the Corso and understanding the breed better.
Yeah, well, Barbara, thank you so much. And of course, if you all want to hear some more of this just amazing advice, make sure to join her group on Facebook. The link will be in the description. Also, if there are any other specific topics that you are interested in, or if you have an expert that you would really like to see on the show, make sure to fill out the form and check the description for those links. Share this episode, spread the word to your fellow dog owners, enthusiasts, and experts in the field. And if you would like to support and learn more about the Cane Corsos in the meantime, we will also have our shop where we have dog products and human apparel linked below. It is at barkerashop.com. Each product highlights just a unique trait of the Cane Corso with educational stories while simultaneously supporting rescues through a rescue fund. So just make sure to browse through that. And that will conclude this first episode of the Barkera podcast. So thank you again, Barbara, for joining us. And I hope to see you all again soon.
Yeah, thank you.